welcome back to my channel, Life with Pete. In today's video I'm going to do some chile rellenos. That's stuffed peppers in English. So I'm going to start picking some of these peppers. Okay, here we are. We turn the barbecue on. Now I'm going to throw these peppers on here because that's very nice to peel them. That way you can peel them much easier. Just throw them on here, a bunch of them. We'll close the lid and we'll let it sit for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll start flipping them. This is what I'm doing. I'm shoring them so that we can peel them easily, because if you don't, it's very difficult to peel them, and this way it works great. Now I flipped them, as you can see, now the peel is starting to come off. I'm going to continue to flip until all the sides are nice and charred. You want to make sure that they're nice and charred. If you don't, then they don't want to peel properly. You see how it peels right off? And while you're doing this, you want to keep an eye on them, because if you have it too hot, then they would burn. You don't want to burn them. You want to char them. Just be there constantly, making sure that you watch them. Don't overdo it, because then they're too soft. Then they burn and it ruins it. I would say I normally have the temperature probably at about 400 to 500 degrees in a barbecue. Not terribly hot, but hot enough that you don't have to spend too much time doing this, because you have other things to do too. You can see that's kind of the color that you're looking for, between dark brown to blackish kind of. This is perfect. This is what you want, really. This is what you're after. Now this batch is pretty much done. What I'm going to do is put them in the roasting pan, and I'm going to put the lid on top so that they can kind of steam for a bit. Here's the lid. Put it on here, and then we'll let them steam for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and then we'll take them out. I want to show you when they're roasted. Oh, that's my favorite time of the year, when you can pick your fresh peppers and you roast them like this. That smell. Love that smell in the fresh air. Now we're in the midst of peeling. I recruited some help this morning because we have about 50 peppers that we want to get ready for the winter. So it's a bit of a job to get them all ready. So we'll start peeling, and then we'll continue to show you the rest of the process. Here I want to show you how easy they peel if you do it right. Look at this. You take the whole peel off. It works beautifully. They're pretty warm. You don't want to burn your hands, but you see how they peel nicely? What I normally do is I put a slit in here, and then I grab a spoon, take it out. That works very nice. Stick it in here, you see, and then you take all the seeds out. My helper does it differently, so we'll take a look what she does. You see, that works very nice too. The reason you want to take the seeds out, unless you don't care about heat, because this is the hot stuff. All these veins and the seeds, that's what has the heat. That's why we take the seeds out, to get rid of some of the heat. Because some of them are pretty spicy. And I want to talk about the different peppers here. The Spanish spice is a smaller pepper. It has more heat to it than the Anaheim. Anaheim is bigger, meatier, and less heat. And we prefer the Anaheim because it's a lot easier to prepare, and also it's bigger. It's easier to wrap it in dough later on too. Okay, here I picked up 3 pounds of ground beef that I'm going to use. I have the sauce here, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, and I do 1 red bell pepper, and this is an Anaheim pepper, and an onion cut in pieces. Now we're going to prepare the meat. I put some oil in the pan, and I put the chopped onions and the peppers in here now. Now I'll add some garlic too, about a tablespoon of garlic. Now I'm adding the garlic. But you don't want to burn the garlic because on it it's very bitter. I normally saute them till they turn brown. You don't want to overdo them, and on medium heat. Okay, now we'll add the meat. Now mixing it all together, and then we'll brown it till it's nice and brown. And sometimes what I do, if it's too dry, I add beef broth, a little bit, not too much, but you can add quarter of a cup or so. Now we're going to add the salt and pepper. Now we're going to add the taco sauce. You can buy it in any local stores. That adds a lot of extra flavor too. I think the meat is done, so we'll take it off the burner and let it cool off a bit, and then we'll start the filling part. Here we made a dough. That's my wife's secret recipe. We're going to use it today. If you have a regular flour tortilla dough, that's all you need. That works well too. We've done it often, but so we're going to try this today. I'm going to grab a pepper, Now we'll fill it. Normally what we do, we have cheese that we add. And then we put some meat in it, and we wrap it in dough. What you do is you roll it in the dough, and you cut it around it. The pizza cutter, that works very nicely. And you have a nice pepper. Look at this. It's ready for frying. You want to make sure that you seal them properly so that the oil doesn't get in. Okay, now we're ready to fry. So now we're going to start frying these peppers. And it doesn't take long usually. You don't want to burn them just till they're light brown, and then you turn them around. Like I say, it doesn't take long. You want to be here and make sure that you don't burn them. Okay, now we're going to put one on the plate. Now I'm going to put some cheese on top of it and melt it in the microwave. Then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, this is the finished product. Now I'm going to cut it. That's what the melted cheese looks on top. We'll cut it in pieces here. You see how gooey it is, you see? Now that we fry these peppers, lunch will be served. Today I'm going to eat my peppers with refried beans and noodles. To me that makes a very good meal, but you can choose whatever your preference is. Thanks for watching Life with Pete. If you like what you see, please subscribe.